Co-parenting with a toxic ex can make you feel like you're in a jungle, like you're lost, like you don't know what to do, you don't know where to turn. But just like in the jungle, there are survival tips that will help you to be able to navigate through that jungle so you can get out of it. And so today, I want to give you 6 tips to help you navigate your relationship with a toxic co parent so you, just like in the jungle, will come out and you'll come out in a more healthy place. So, yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. You notice today I wore my little leopard little outfit top because we're talking about the jungle. And so I just want to kind of parallel how being in the jungle is like parenting with the toxic co parent. And so the first thing, if you're in the jungle, the first thing they tell you to do is be aware of your surrounding. Be mindful of what's going on. Notice the voices the sounds that you hear. Notice what's going on. And that's the same thing with your ex-partner. If you notice their behavior, you'll find out that they really are toxic. And the reason why they're toxic is because their actions are hurtful or they're doing a lot of negative things. Maybe you feel unsupported by them. Maybe you feel angry, depressed, frustrated after you talk with them, that your emotions are just all over the place. You may even feel like you're walking on eggshells when you're talking to them. And maybe they constantly blame you for things that are going on, for things that have happened. And so all of these behaviors show that they're a toxic person. So you're being aware of their behavior. Maya Angelou said that when a person show you who they are, believe them. And so sometimes we see these toxic behaviors, but we try to pretend like, that's really not what we see. And so that keeps you in that state of frustration when you haven't acknowledged it. So the very first thing is to be aware and acknowledge their behavior. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to follow the animal trails. When you're in the jungle, they tell you to follow the animal trails, the tracks, because they may lead you to food. And so what you're going to do is the second thing is you're going to look at your toxic ex-partner's pattern. A lot of times we get angry and we get frustrated because we haven't noticed the pattern. And we keep falling into our pattern of being angry and frustrated. The pattern that I'm talking about is when you know that they're trying to back out, when you know that they're not trying to pick the child up, and that gets you frustrated. But notice their pattern. Do they start making excuses, like in the middle of the week, when they know they're supposed to get them at the end of the week? Do they start making excuses why they can't pick them up? This is something I had to get very clear on early on because this is a pattern that my ex would do. Do they stop answering the phone? Do they stop answering texts? Do they start making excuses of why they can't get them? I don't have any money. I don't have anywhere to take them. I don't know. I don't have any food or anything to give them. I'm too busy. I have something else that I'm doing. I really don't know if I'll have time, but I'll see. Do they start making those excuses? So you're noticing their pattern so you won't get upset. And then this takes us into number 3. Number 3 is know your priorities. When you're in the jungle, you have to know the priority. What's first? Is it first to build a shelter? Is it first to look for food? What is the priorities in the jungle? So for you, you're going to set up boundaries because your priorities is your children or your child. Priority is for them not to be upset, for them not to be hurt, and also your priority is yourself for you not to be frustrated. So you're going to set boundaries, and these boundaries are going to be specific. You're going to set specific boundaries, and you're going to let your actions reflect and reinforce what you said those boundaries were. So let's just say, for instance, you said there's going to be a time limit. I'm only going to wait an hour or 2 hours, and if they don't come, then I'm going to do something else. I'm going to have a plan B. This is something that I had to learn, and it would frustrate me that I would believe that he was going to pick the kids up, and we'd wait half the day for him to come. And just like number 2, I didn't look at the pattern. When it didn't call, didn't show up, I couldn't get him the day before. That was a pattern saying that, you know what, they're probably not going to show up. And so if you don't notice the pattern, then you'll fall into that same mindset, that same pattern of yours, waiting for them, and you're getting more and more frustrated. So when I say set up boundaries, set specific time limits. If they're not here in 2 hours, we're going to do something else. If they're not here in 2 hours, if they haven't called, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to have a plan B instead of sitting around and waiting for them, because that's getting you frustrated. Remember, co-parenting is just like in the jungle. Sometimes you don't know what to expect, but if you make plans ahead of time, if you make sure that you're prepared, then you won't get frustrated. When you communicate with that person, say, you know what, I'm going to communicate between these hours. If you don't communicate, I'm not going to answer the phone at 12 o'clock at night because I have a job. I'm not going to be available for whenever you want to talk. So you have to set up those boundaries with communication. Set up boundaries with respectful language. If I show up and you start saying certain things or doing certain things, I'm out of there. I'm not going to sit there and be disrespected. So you're setting up your boundaries. Whatever your boundaries are, set up your boundaries. Number 4, this is the nourishment. Do you need water? Do you need food? This is in the jungle, the nourishment. And so for you, number 4 is taking care of yourself, making sure that you're physically taken care of, emotionally taken care of, and spiritually taken care of. Emotionally could be having someone to talk to. Physically, making sure you're eating right, you're sleeping right. Spiritually, making sure that you're relaxed, or maybe you do meditation, or maybe you pray. Making sure that you're taking care of yourself. And number 5, watch out for danger. This is a good one. Watching out for danger. Sometimes family members, they may be toxic. Sometimes friends, people that's saying to you negative things about what you're doing, how you're creating the boundaries, questioning, well, you shouldn't do that. And why aren't you letting her come see her kids? And why aren't you letting him come see the kids? People that are questioning what you're doing to set those healthy boundaries and creating a safe space for you and your kids. Watching out for danger, for people that are saying things that's not helping the situation, but actually hurting the situation. And so right now, if you're getting value out of this, I want you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel, because this channel, I'll be bringing you more information about how to co-parent successfully with a toxic ex-partner, and even support as a co-parent. And so I got the ticker tape going down there. So go ahead and subscribe and like and share this video so YouTube can see the algorithm and they can show it out to other people. And number 6, in the jungle, you have to build a shelter. You have to build a shelter. So for you, number 6 is creating that support system. Who's going to help you? Support system could be a support group of people that are like-minded and that understand your situation. I know some people, they have Facebook groups that they're a part of. Some people they go to church, a place where you can feel supported. You may have friends and family that support you. So have that support group. So if you've dealt with any of these situations with a toxic co-parent, write it down below. I'd love to hear some of your tips. So these are just a few of the tips that I have that'll help you as you co-parent with a toxic ex-partner. And I also have a coaching program where I help parents set up healthy boundaries. So when you are co-parenting, you won't be stressed out, frustrated, or challenged in your co-parenting relationship. So the information is going to be down below. You can send me a email, or you can go ahead and send me a DM and I will answer it. Here's another video that's going to help you on this journey to be a successful co-parent.